Hello and welcome to Stress Less with me, Jess. My special guest today is Neha. Good morning. How are you? Well, it's not good morning for you, but hello. How are you today?
I'm doing good today, and how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing so good. Thanks for asking. I'm so excited to be on here. Before we kind of press record it, we were saying our time zones and we were saying how cool it is that we can do this kind of stuff. I know even pre-pandemic, but during the pandemic, it became more normalized. And so I just love that we were just able to connect and just say, hey, let's find a time that we both can just jump on and have a good conversation. So I just really appreciate that.
Yeah, me too. I'm very glad to be here as well.
And so you came on and you are a co-founder of a tech company, but it's for marketing, if I'm understanding this correctly. But the biggest part in your bio, which I love, is that it's in quotes and everything. A one-woman company. You run completely remotely, but this is yours. This is your baby. How freaking cool is that?
Yeah, so I actually love that the word one woman company because when I founded the company, I was looking for the title that would really resonate with me. And you always hear like a one man company, one man show and stuff like that. But one woman company, it's quite rare. So I said, why not? Let me use that whenever someone is asking me, who are you? What are you doing? So I think it's kind of cool to use that word.
Oh, I love that. I didn't even think about that, but it's so true. And because as soon as you said, I say the same thing, like, oh, it's a one-man show over here. But
Yeah.
I'm a woman over here, and so it's a one woman show. I love that. I love the distinction. It, like I said, it really stuck out to me when I read your bio. I'm going, yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that instant power going, listen, I know what I'm doing and I love it. So you've been with your company for 6 years, is that correct?
Actually, it's 6 years of experience that I have in the digital marketing sphere.
Yes.
Of course, I've been in 9 to 5 jobs, in corporate jobs, but eventually I decided to quit and start something on my own. I always wanted to work, on my own, have something that I can build from scratch. I wanted that experience, and eventually, when the time felt right, I just, went for it. And we can talk about this a bit more into detail, but just to let you know that it's been amazing journey, but it hasn't been like without any challenges. But I think that's quite normal because you can't expect to have, like a straight line on everything. So as long as you are, how do we say that, okay to embrace both the challenges and the good things that come to it, like, it's going to be great.
I love that you mentioned the challenges, and I know we'll get into more about everything you do in a second, but I think this shows who you are and as a business owner, but also probably, for your clients, how you show up for your clients, right? And so that's why I think it's so important because there are going to be challenges, right? Not every day is easy. There's not that, oh, overnight success. It's not a true thing for them to have even gotten there. It took years and months and days and hours to plan and struggle and to learn, and to
Yeah.
give themselves that patience and that gratitude of, okay, I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do this one woman show because I love what I do, but there are going to be hard times. And so I love that you really brought that up because it's so important to remember that, yes, you left the corporate job, like most of us have, to go start this new journey. And then it's, wow, I thought it was going to be easier, which there are moments, but that challenge is kind of pushing and like adrenaline rush at the same time, So it's cool that you brought all that up.
Yeah, it's great.
So tell me a little bit, so give us a little bit of a nutshell of who you are and what you do.
Okay, so what I do is mostly based on content. So it's the content marketing strategy for businesses, or it could be, I work both with small businesses and established companies as well. So it's the strategy, the plan, and then the execution and implementation. So implementation, it can involve different aspects like content creation, the social media marketing. Um, uh, Basically, I actually do basically most of the things. In regarding marketing, even the Google ads and everything. So of course, I didn't start like knowing it all. It came. I wanted to learn more about the stuff. As you know, when we're talking about digital marketing, it's always evolving. It doesn't stay like the same way. Like every year there's like a new platform, a new social platform, or you always need to have new creative ideas to increase your brand, to attract more clients. So learning has to always be here. Like you can't just stay. It's, of course, it's great if you are a specialist, or you know a specific subject, but knowing a bit more than that, always being in the digital sphere is always going to help. So I offer various services. So it depends on the clients, their requirements, and then as per their requirements and what they need, their marketing objectives, and then I can prepare like tailor-made package for them.
I like that there's not just one cookie cutter package, because like you said, everyone has
Mhm.
their own niche and everyone's target audience is a little bit different, but also I think like what their goals are going to be different too, and what they're comfortable doing. You mentioned a lot of social content, and a lot of us don't like social media because it's this like continuous thing, like, oh, I'm having a cup of coffee, take a picture, and I know
Yeah.
it gets all wrapped up, and then I know there's more to it than that, but as a business owner, it's a lot more extra work. So it's cool that you mention a lot of that stuff, but also the Google ads. Not a lot of us are well educated in that field, and we hear about it and we know it's good, but not a lot of us are educated. And again, going back to that specific niche, I've been told, and I would love to hear your aspect too, or for you too, is not everybody needs Google ads all the time. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. And it's not only for Google Ads, I believe it's for the social platform. Also, for example, not every businesses, not every brand needs to be on TikTok to attract customers. So, what I saw from my experience, that sometimes companies or business owners, they want to follow the trend, so what others are doing, but it's not necessarily that your brand, your company needs that, you know? So they invest in that without actually knowing whether your target market is on that platform. So if I take an example, let's say um, I have a client who is a SaaS company, it's in B2B, and their target market are only business owners, professionals. Um, so for them, being on TikTok, being on Instagram doesn't really make sense, because it's their target market. They don't hang out there. They are professionals. They're on LinkedIn, so they're always there. And it's a better way to attract them, to invest your marketing effort and your budget where your customers are. So just like you said, not everyone needs Google Ads. You, it's important to come back to the basics, to the basics, and the basics is who are your customers. Like I always say that if you don't know your customers, like in the tip of your fingers, you don't know their journey, you can't really create a marketing strategy and actually implement it, which is going to generate return on investment.
I think you just made so many people happy by saying you don't have to dance on TikTok.
Yeah.
you know and it's funny because I think the thing is people might get a lot of attraction or likes and things like that, but in the sense of the ROI, is anybody actually buying when they're following you and things like that? And I think that's where the frustration comes from. You're getting this traction, you're getting the likes, you're getting the comments, but then now what? And as an entrepreneur, you hear a lot of, well, know your clientele, know your clientele. And I think a lot of us really do, right? I really think we know them pretty well inside and out. But when it comes to the marketing, do you ever suggest a certain way to research to get a better idea of your clients?
Yeah, of course. First, of course, you have to do your buyer persona. You just take really understand one client, who are they, what are their needs, why should they be interested in your company, in your brand, in your service, in whatever you're selling. It's first to put yourself in the place of your customer, to really get into his mind, her or his mind. And then once you know who your customers are, where do they hang out? Are they on specific platforms or not? Are they, I don't know, maybe they don't use social platform, maybe they use only organic reach. There's that too. And depending on where they are, this is how you can actually implement, create a marketing plan. Because if they are not on social media, um, having like a great social media plan, content creation, and everything is, of course, like you said, it's a lot of likes and comments, which is great, which is good for the brand visibility. It's like you have a social presence. But when we talk about conversion, at the end of the day, you're a business and you need to sell, you need to make profit, and you don't really want to have like, I don't know, 1,000 of likes, but zero customers, you know, zero people who are actually taking an action or signing up for something. And it's best to always first understand your customers. Well, what do they want? Where are they hanging? And I think after the customer thing that you do, it's then to really understand your service and your product also. Um, a lot of time we are, as business owners, we are so much in that bubble where actually we can miss out on things that an outsider is going to see. Sometimes we may feel that our product, our service is the best that anyone can have, and you can't really see if there is something missing, or you need to customize something, you need to change something. So it's always important to have that outside views, um, to crack your bubble. um, because when you stay in that bubble, you can really get lost into that, and I've been through that. So how do you do that? Yeah, very simple. You can do surveys, you can just talk to people, you can just talk to strangers. It's not really selling your product or your service. It's just having a conversation with people and just say, hey, if you had this product, if you had this service, how would you feel about it? Or and then maybe the people would say, no, it's not interesting. And then, you pursue the conversation. Why do you think it's not interesting? But if maybe they had this or these features, then would it be interesting? Like the right, asking the right questions. And this can actually help business owners to really craft um, what they are selling. And then eventually when it's on the market, they will really attract the right customers.
That's awesome. I love that you just said asking the questions. As you're talking, I kept listening to, I'm like, oh, she's just saying ask the right questions, all about the questions, right? And I think that's the biggest part is asking the questions. A lot of time, like you said, we know so much of our own information that we want to
Yeah.
share it. And we're so excited, like, oh, here's all my information. I know it's going to better you. But we're not asking those questions. It's more of like
Yeah.
you might be giving not the wrong information because your information is still correct, but it might be all the right information they need at that moment. And so sometimes we get so excited that we're just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. We just give all this
Exactly.
information, and it's too much. So I love that you're talking about asking the right questions. I always look at the time going, how do we go by so fast? Like it's so much like little information. So my next question for you, someone's listening and they're like, oh my God, I love Neha. I want to, connect with her. One, do you have an ideal client? And two, what is the best way for someone to contact you?
So, I'm sorry, the first one you said, who is my ideal client?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I basically work with, I don't have a specific niche actually. My clients are in different industries. It can be tech to completely different real estate or food. This is because I actually love to work with different industries because it's for me also to, you get to know a new industry, you get to learn about it, you get to, it become interesting actually to learn about new industries. So as long as it doesn't matter in whatever industry you are, if you have you really want to reach out, I also offer one-to-one consultation to just see if we're a good fit, and I'll be able to, you know, work with you or help you in your marketing goals. You can reach me out on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I'm more active there, and or my email. I'm sure Jessica will give my email in the notes. But those are the two stuff I'm very active, you know, and I'll be very happy to have a first a 1 hour consultation that I offer, um, just to really understand what are your goals, what do you want to achieve, and maybe get some one or two advices, and eventually see if we can move forward or what I can propose to you that I can help.
Oh, I love this so much. And if there's one takeaway, so someone's listening and again, we gave so much good information. If there's one
Mhm.
takeaway you want a listener to know, what is that one takeaway?
So as a business owner, I think that you chose that path because you love it, and you have a passion for it and you want to make it work. So it's important to love what you're doing right now. If you feel that this is not the right path, it is okay to just say no and try another one. Um, it doesn't you don't just because you choose a specific path because you thought that was going to be great doesn't mean that this has to go long term. You have to stick to it even if you're miserable. You can always adjust your path. You can always be flexible. Um, because I believe that if you're not passionate about what you do, if you don't, wake up in the morning and feel like you want to work today, it's going to decrease your productivity. And in when you're going to deliver a service to your clients, the clients are going to feel that way also, even if it's just unspoken words. So make sure that you love what you do, even if there are challenges. That's fine. I think the best success stories that I've heard are those who've had so many failures, did so many mistakes, and then they actually succeed. I think those are the best stories because then you have a story also to tell, you know, when someone is asking.
It's very true. We definitely got some good stories to tell. Oh my God. Thank you so much for coming on here. I'm so excited for you to get all your takeaways. It really was a pleasure getting to know you.
I'm very happy as well to be here with you, Jessica. And anyone wants to connect, you can find me on LinkedIn. And yeah, I would love to network and learn and just have a chat about your businesses and everything. Thank you for listening.